How do you host a workshop that not only creates a fantastic book to attract clients for your business, but also creates a valuable experience for your participants? That's what we're going to talk about in this video, so stay tuned. If you caught the first two videos in this series, you know why writing a book can get your business marketing itself, and why hosting a workshop is one of the best ways to finish your book quickly, while having fun, making an impact, and making money. If you missed those, make sure you watch them. And today we're talking about how to host a workshop so that it actually achieves these goals. I'm Kara Stein, the founder of 17,000 Days. I've been helping people publish their books since 2012, and I've guided over 200 books through the publication process, including 4 bestsellers of my own. More importantly, I've gotten this working in my business, so my books market my business and give me the life of my dreams. Today, I want to talk to you about how to host a weekend workshop that delivers a powerful experience for your participants and also becomes the perfect book to showcase your expertise and bring in clients. This is my workshop to book framework, and it's 6 steps. The first step is blueprinting your magnetic content. In this step, you break down the work you do with your clients and use it to define your signature process. Then you map out the steps, including stories, outcomes, benefits, and exercises to help your readers and participants start getting early results. You'll accomplish 3 things by presenting your content this way. You'll establish your expertise in what you do. You'll help your readers and participants feel clear on what it takes to get the results they want and what it looks like when they do. And you'll guide them to get some initial results. When they experience these small initial results, that reinforces your authority and expertise even more. It's also addictive. The hardest part of anything is getting started. Once your readers and participants start seeing any kind of movement toward what they want, even if it's really small, that gets them excited to keep going and get more. And who's the obvious person to help them get there? Of course, it's you. The second step is taking your content blueprint and using it to create the schedule for your workshop. You want to plan your time to keep your participants engaged, keep their energy up, and build momentum. The way to do that is by alternating between presenting content, doing individual and group exercises, coaching, and breaks. And if it's in person, feeding everybody. There's nothing worse than going to an event and you're stuck in your seat and there's not enough water on the tables and you can't eat for hours. You don't want to do that. And you really don't want to do it on Zoom either. If you just do a bunch of long lectures, people may wander off to eat or take their own breaks. It's better for everyone if you plan the schedule to support them from the beginning. And this isn't easy when your goal is to cover a whole book in a weekend. It's not going to happen on its own. You need to create the experience consciously by planning your workshop schedule. That's why we do this step. The third step is setting up all the logistics to support your goals for your workshop. That basically comes down to a bunch of decisions. Will you host it in person or on Zoom? If you're hosting in person, what venue? What will you have for snacks? What support do you need to make sure the event runs smoothly? When will you hold it? What pricing will you set? All of these questions need to be answered because they affect the kind of experience your participants will have. The more you can create a supportive environment for them, the more they'll be free to focus on what you're saying and the results you're helping them get, and the more they'll get out of your workshop. None of these decisions are hard. They just need to be made. After logistics, step 4 is nailing down your offer. This may be a no-brainer for you if you already have one package that you always offer new clients. But if it's not, you need to define what your offer is. This is important because by the end of the workshop, your participants will start getting nervous. They know their time with you is coming to an end. They know they want to go all the way to the outcome. And they're increasingly aware that it will be hard, if not impossible, to get there without you. That brings up anxiety and dread for the event to come to an end. I've seen this a million times as a participant at other people's events. At this point, if you offer a package for further support, it's a relief for your people. The people who sign up for it will go through the rest of the event happy, confident, at peace, and eager to start the next phase with you. It's the greatest service you can give them. Even for the people who don't sign up, it's a service because you've given them the opportunity. They know what's possible, and they know what's out there for them. Even if they don't sign up now, they may later. Either way, you want to craft your offer so that it's the obvious next step to take after your workshop. Then, when the time comes to present it, it's the most natural thing in the world. You basically just summarize and recap what you've accomplished together, and then say something like, "Now, I know some of you will want some support with this, and if that's you, I'd love to be there for you." Then you present your offer. By doing it this way, you make it easy for the right people to sign up to work with you, and you make it easy to present the whole thing with confidence. because you know you're really doing a service and helping people. The fifth step is selling out your workshop. And the reason I have you nail down your offer first is because some of the people you'll talk to about your workshop may not want to come to the workshop, but they may be ready to just skip ahead and sign on as clients. So you want to have that nailed down before you start talking to people. Now we're going to do a whole video later in this series about how to sell out your workshop, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here. For now, I'll just say that there are two main ways to sell out your workshop. You can do it by talking to people and having conversations, or you can do it by launching your workshop over email. Or you can do both. Again, we'll talk about this in more detail later, so make sure you catch that video. Finally, the last step is turning your workshop into a showcase book. You've planned your content in your offer, you've nailed down the logistics, you've sold out your workshop, and you've delivered it. Now it's time to get those recordings turned into your book. The beauty of this step is most of it's not something you do. Your work is done. At this point, all you need to do is get your recordings transcribed and get a really good editor to turn them into a manuscript for your book. Do not skip this step. The way people talk is very different from the way they write, and your raw transcripts will be a disaster. If you read them, you'll think you sound like a lunatic who doesn't know anything at all. But don't worry, that's how it is for everybody. Your content is in there, and your editor will bring it back out and make it sound really good. That's their job. Now, all this may sound like a lot. If you'd like some support, I've created a program called Workshop Magic to guide you through all these steps and make sure your workshop is a hit. You can get more details about that below or at workshop-magic.com. See how I did that? Easy. And meanwhile, if you're like a lot of people I talk to, your biggest worry may be about hosting the workshop itself. I know when I wanted to host my first event, I was worried that I wasn't charismatic enough or captivating enough to host a whole event by myself and lead it. I'm not an extrovert. I don't have a big bubbly energy that makes people want to jump up and down. At parties, you can find me hiding in the corner by the snack table. What if I just wasn't interesting enough to host an event? If that's you, you'll definitely want to catch the next video, which is all about how to host a captivating workshop, even if you don't think you're captivating. See you inside!